Today we're excited to welcome Jenn Chenoweth. You may recognize her from her time with SEU Worship, and now she's stepping out with her own music. Her brand new EP is out now called Out to Get Me, and it's full of powerful songs that speak faith and truth. Jenn, thank you so much for chatting with me.
Thank you so much for having me, Jacob. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So let's get into your story. I was reading a little bit about your story and talk about the 2019 thing that happened and I guess before that. So
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, around 2019, I was singing a lot. I've sung my entire life, and I was coming back from a conference, and I got home, I was eating dinner, and my jaw had been making noises like clicking and popping, which a lot of people actually complain that their jaw will click and pop. But mine, I didn't. And I kind of just took that and ran with it and was like, I must be fine. But I didn't know that I had a very severe case of TMJ disorder. I didn't even know what TMJ was. And all of a sudden my jaw was locking open on me. It's a very scary experience because you can't close your mouth. And so it kind of sent me into a little bit of a shock as well. So my heart rate flew up, and I was alone. So I probably should have called 911, but I just got into the car and drove to the hospital as fast as I could, and was freaking out really, and got there, and my jaw was so swollen they couldn't even see anything that was happening. And so no one knew where to send me. I went to dentists, I went to orthodontists. I didn't know there were TMJ specialists, and pretty much TMJ is your temporomandibular joint. So it's those two joints that open and close your mouth. My disc slipped out, and so my jaw wasn't able to close. So thankfully I got my jaw to close, but the damage was pretty bad. And so it sent me into a 2-year battle of chronic pain and surgeries and physical therapy and countless consultations, MRIs. Me and my husband were just like, how do people deal with things like this? When is this ever going to end? And thankfully the chronic pain ended. I still do physical therapy and do different things to help my jaw function normally. They say I'll have to deal with it and manage it the rest of my life, but I'm praying that I'm healed, and I'm in a much better place than I was, able to sing again. So
now, was it happening when you were yawning?
It was happening when I was yawning, like noises and stuff. It would happen when I was eating. It would sometimes happen when I was singing. And yeah, it was scary.
Yeah, I would be like, I mean, today, obviously, you know how to deal with it and everything, but yawning would just terrify me still.
Yeah, they actually would tell me to put my fist under my mouth when I would yawn so that I wouldn't cause more damage. So there's all these tactics. Yeah.
Wow. So, before then, you were in SEU Worship and your time there. So how did you getting into ministry, how did that happen, and how did you get into music?
Yeah. So I grew up in a pastoral family. So ministry was really all that I knew. Even the school I went to was a private Christian school, and they also had chapel services and things like that. So I was very involved in church ministry. I knew more how to do ministry than I knew how to take care of myself. That was just kind of how it was, and realized I could sing at a really young age, but wasn't very good. But I wanted to work on it. I wanted to grow because I saw that potential in myself, and so I told some of my leaders, hey, I really want to sing, but I don't think I'm where I need to be. And I was super young. So they were like, well, you have time. And my mom is a professional musician, harpist, pianist, and vocalist. And all throughout my family are musicians. So it was like in my blood, I guess, but also I was constantly surrounded by it. And then, yeah, from kids' church worship team to youth group to the main church, and then went to Southeastern University and had just the best experience there. Really being trained under some incredible worship leaders and vocalists. And so it was a powerful time in my life because I was able to grow as a worship leader and get around a lot of different kinds of people because I was so used to my context, and learn how to be a better songwriter too.
Now, how long were you at SEU?
I was at SEU for 5 years. I graduated in 2013. I think I got there the fall of 2009, but yeah.
So you were there way before Chelsea then, right?
Yes, way before Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah,
actually never met her. I've only seen her through Instagram, but she's doing an
yeah,
amazing job, really.
yeah. When we had her on probably a year ago, and she said that I think she already graduated, and she was just still there, like on
Hmm.
staff and everything. So
Yeah, it's
I
so
said, no,
awesome.
yeah, that's cool. Well, you have a new EP out called "Out to Get Me." Tell us about that EP.
Yeah. So I've always wanted to do music. It never ended up working out. Life happened, and then everything happened with my jaw, COVID,
Hmm.
all sorts of things came
What's
up,
that?
health problems. Huh?
What's COVID?
What's COVID? Yeah. No one's ever asked that. Um, yeah, so it was like a crazy, crazy time. And I kind of put the dream of doing my own album aside and just thought, you know what, maybe this just isn't going to happen in the way that I think, or maybe it won't happen at all, or maybe my timing's just way off. And I was just hoping I could sing again, let alone get to do an album or project to be able to share my story and help, draw people to the Lord. And I was pretty much in a hard, dark place, even coming out of my TMJ problem, because I was still, when you have 2 years of kind of depression because of a health problem, it's hard to pull yourself out of that mentality, even though the health problem has, subsided in a lot of ways. And so I told my husband, I really want to do a worship album, do Christian music. And my husband has a good friend, Seth Reddy. We've known them for a long time,
Yeah.
and we hooked up a call with them, and I told them what was going on, and they were Seth and Nerva Reddy were our worship directors at Southeastern. Before SEU Worship started, we were in a group called Southeastern Singers. So I was there when SEU Worship was like year one. And
Yeah.
before that, we were Southeastern Singers. And so Seth and Nerva Reddy were overseeing Southeastern Singers, and they were just role models in our life. My husband and I were even dating at the time we were on the team. And so they were just people we looked up to. They trained us as musicians and vocalists in a lot of ways. And so reconnecting like that, they were just like, hey, we want to help you how we can. And Seth was getting into producing, and he was already so good at it. And so it just worked out. We went to Virginia, we started writing songs, and they were like, so do you want to do an album? And I was like, wait, really? We're not just writing so that I can grow? He's like, no, 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 we could make an album with these songs if you want to do it. And we did. So that's kind of how it had happened.
Yeah. Now, for those that are listening or watching, if you don't know who Nerva is, she was a part
Yeah.
of some small guy named Toby Mac. She was in the Diverse City Band for many, many years.
A niche artist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I really like your song "Truth Comes Running" from the EP. Could you tell me about that song?
Thank you. Yeah, it's one of my favorites as well. That was the first song that we wrote for the album. That was what I believe, and I think a lot of people that worked on the album believe is the heartbeat of the album. When I told them that I wanted to call the album Out to Get Me, that's kind of where we started with the theme of the album. Okay, let's write the anthem for this album. And I wanted that bridge to say, you're not out to get me, but to set me free. And so we framed around that. And Hannah Cheshire, who's a writer, she's incredible. She's at Elevation right now. And she came on Zoom with Nerva and I. We were in person, and we wrote the song in 2.5 hours. And once I shared my heart for what I went through, really for a long time, believing God was out to get me and wanting to flip those words and saying God is out to get you, but he's out to get you to find you like a loving father. We started writing out of that, and everything flowed. So she started with the first lyric of, if I mess it up, will you be disappointed? And it just encapsulated like my whole story, just with that one line. So I knew my experience wasn't just mine. I knew there were a lot of people that felt that way. And so that's
Yeah,
kind of where it came from.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, Jen, this is a fan-based podcast, and so we will have listeners and viewers write in questions to their favorite artist. And we had one of yours. Her name is Hannah from New Orleans, and she wants to know the story behind the song "Closest Friend."
Closest friend. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Closest Friend was really special. I was actually the lead writer on that song, so that one was special because as a writer, I felt a little insecure coming into this project. I was surrounded by incredible writers. So on Closest Friend, I was the lead writer for that, and I had two of my friends, ironically, two of my closest friends, write with me on Closest Friend. We were trying to get a pile of songs ready to pull from. And so I didn't know what would happen with this song. It was only a chorus, and I called my friend Clarence and his wife, and I was like, can you guys help me finish this song? Because all I have is this chorus, and I have nowhere to go with it. And I went to their house, and we wrote it in like 3.5 hours. Um, and it was a beautiful experience because we were friends. We're talking about God as our closest friend, and we wanted to talk about the intimacy of God being your friend. So that's why those verses are very vulnerable in the beginning. It's like, I feel the distance, God. Like, where are you? Because since God is our friend, we can talk openly with him, about those things.
Yeah.
And so then we wanted to zoom out in the bridge and talk about how, yes, he's our closest friend, but he's also all of these other things. And yet he's intimate enough with us to also be our closest friend. And so we tried to encapsulate that in a song. This was the hardest song on the project, like hands down, from the writing process to, I didn't even think it was going to get used, to be honest, because, you get that you're hearing so many demos, you're starting to get confused. You're like, I don't know anymore what I like and what I don't like. It's too many demos. And so my producer, that stood out to him, that song. And it was like a terrible voice memo. My friend's dog was barking and wagging his tail everywhere. Like, it was a horrible demo. But he loved it. He loved the heart of the song. And so we went with it, and we had to like pretty much build that song from the ground up because all we had was that one little demo. And so I'm really thankful with the way that it turned out. But that song was a labor of love. I think that was the hardest one to complete.
Yeah. So when you are writing, how does that, and you just talked a little bit about the process behind that song, but how does that normally work? Do you just have a lot of voice memos in your phone, or something inspire you, or how does that look for you?
Yeah, I have a ton of voice memos in my phone. I usually, for me, I'm weird. I feel like a lot of people don't start with a title, but usually I have a title and I have a concept, and then I start to unfold with ideas and melodies that start to come as I have that concept in mind. And I didn't feel as strong of a writer as I wanted to be going into this album, and so a lot of it was collaborative of just countless voice memos that I'm sending to writers, sending to Seth, my producer, and just going, there's something here, but I know I need help to complete this. And so it was super collaborative, but usually I have a title, a concept, and I just flow from there because I'm very sporadic and I'm kind of all over the place. So I have to like nail down a concept so I'm not like going into the weeds and making nothing cohesive. So
yeah, sure. Yeah. That's cool. Well, Jen, this next part, our viewers and listeners like this segment, and we just call it favorite things. So I will give you a word, and you tell me your favorite thing in that category. All right.
Okay.
All right. First one, what is your favorite food?
Oh gosh, my favorite food. I'm a foodie, really crazy. Oh man. Honestly, like I love soup dumplings. I love Asian food.
Okay.
So egg rolls. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I plug this restaurant quite a bit when people say Asian, but there's a place here in Mount Dora called Wave Sushi, and they have sushi burritos.
Oh my gosh.
And it's
I love that.
And so instead of a flour tortilla, it's the rice wrap.
Oh,
And
nice.
then they do tempura batter on it, or they can just do raw, but tempura is way better.
Tempura's
And
way
then
better.
it has like everything in it, like spicy tuna and crab and like all the good
That sounds
stuff.
awesome.
And they're huge. Like my wife and I have to split it as well because it is a very big reel. And they have like all kinds of stuff. But yeah,
I have to check that place out. I also didn't say pasta. Pasta is probably my number one, but right there.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh my gosh, that's hard. I probably have like a top 10, but That Thing You Do is probably my number one. We
Yeah.
watched that. I've seen that movie more than any movie. I'm also a big Knives Out fan, so I love a
Okay.
murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a favorite show that you like to watch or binge?
Hmm. Right now, I'm watching Stranger Things again because the new
Okay.
season's about to come out.
Yeah.
Um, but man, that I like to binge. When we're just chilling, me and my husband like to play The Office. It's just easy,
My favorite.
and yes, it's the best. There's nothing like it. And then Monk, we like
Yeah.
to put Monk on in the background. So
Now, my wife and I watched the first episode of The Paper. I don't know if you've seen that
I
yet,
haven't seen
but
it yet. I'm scared to start it because I'm scared I'm not gonna like it.
so it's good, but
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like we've gone 3 days without watching the second episode. And I'm like, we just got to try it. Like,
Did you like
it's,
it? Did you like the
yeah,
first
it's,
episode?
yeah, Oscars in it. And then it's got a lot of like little hidden Easter eggs from the
Yeah.
original show. And it opens up with Vance from Vance Refrigeration. And
Oh,
so,
nice.
there's a lot of like, respect shown because like the original producer does it. And, but I'm hoping they intertwine more, from the original cast in this one.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'll
but,
try it out. You
but
convinced
we'll
me.
see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you have a favorite musical artist of all time?
Of all time? Oh man. Um, of all time is very difficult for me. Um, gosh. Sorry, I'm gonna be so slow with this. All time.
Seth and Nerva.
Set the nervous up there. I don't know about all time. That's too hard for me. But Paramore was one of my biggest influences,
Yeah.
um, and I love it. So definitely Paramore. But I did grow up because my mom always introduced me to the powerhouse vocals. I listened to a lot of Whitney Houston growing up, so probably her as well.
Oh
And then in
yeah.
the Christian world, Carrie Joe, hands down. She's always been my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah. Do you have a dream collab?
Dream collab. Oh my goodness. Dream collab. It would probably be Carrie Job.
Okay.
At least in the context of the music that I'm doing. Definitely Carrie Job. I've always just loved her. She's probably one of my biggest Christian music influences. I also really love Gracie Binion, so probably her
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yeah. She's great. What about a favorite ice cream flavor?
Favorite ice cream flavor? I'm like a chocolate chip mint person, so probably chocolate chip mint.
Yeah, mint's okay, but you just can't have anything to drink afterwards because it just makes all the
Yeah, everyone says it tastes like toothpaste or something. I'm like, I don't get that. Or a chocolate fudge, anything like chocolatey with fudge or something. That'll do as well. So
Yeah, yeah. And then, is there a favorite podcast that you listen to?
That's a really good question. I wish I had my answers prepared. Um, right now, I've been listening to, I think it's a podcast as well, Become New with John Ortberg. I've really been loving that. He has like small devotionals, and I've been listening to those every morning, and they're really powerful. So, yeah, I think that's the only one I can think of right now, but I know I'll kick myself later.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's actually, I don't know. Okay, so there's this weird one. I don't know if you like weird things.
I do.
But it's called Blurry Creatures.
Blurry Creatures.
And they're two Christian dudes, but they go like deep into weird things, like Bigfoot, aliens, and all that kind of stuff. And there's actually in the CCM world, there's like this whole community that loves this podcast. And
Wow.
Todd from Selah actually got us hooked to it. And some of the episodes are out there, but there's a lot that's
I'm
really,
gonna check it out. That
really
sounds like it's up my
interesting.
alley. Oh, cultish I like as well.
Okay.
I find it really interesting, so I do
Yeah.
like that podcast.
Nice.
Good
Well,
recommendation, though. I'm gonna look that up when I leave. When I get off.
Blurry Creatures, you'll like it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's this episode where there's this guy they interview, and he's like filming these mermaids from some ocean. I don't know where he is, and like there's this audio of these mermaids and stuff, and I'm like, we're driving back from like we're originally from Kentucky, and so we're driving back to Florida, and I'm just like in the zone listening to this. I'm listening to these mermaids, and my wife wakes up from this like sleep in the passenger seat, and she's like, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "Mermaids, and they're real, so hush."
Oh my goodness. Are you serious? I've got to
Yeah.
check this out. This is up my alley for sure.
It's very interesting. So
I can't wait to check it out.
Funny. Yeah. Well, Jenn, what is next for you, and how can our viewers and listeners keep up with you?
Yeah, so I'm going to be writing again for the next one. I had to take a little bit of a mental break.
Yeah.
But been writing for the next project and have some writing sessions booked, ready to go. And so I'm really excited to work on the next project. Going to be doing some of these songs in churches, doing them live a little bit more. I'm a worship leader first, so that's what I know. The artistry thing's like completely new to me, but I'm loving it so far. So yeah, hoping to get out, do the songs live a little more because I wanted to do that more. And then, yeah, you can follow me on my Instagram, Jenn Chenoweth, and then my YouTube is Jenn Chenoweth Music. And you can stream my album Out to Get Me wherever you stream music. And my artist name is just Jenn Chenoweth. So
yeah, and maybe some Christmas music one day.
I was actually thinking about that today. I'm hoping, because I do love Christmas music. I feel like with artists, I never know, like, should people be doing original Christian or Christmas music, or should it be like the classics?
I like it all.
You like it all? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good note.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever listened to Kim Walker's Christmas album? It's really good.
She has a Christmas album?
Oh, yeah.
No.
And she does, well, the whole thing is originals, or not originals.
Wow.
The whole thing is classics. She does like Rudolph and Frosty.
No.
I
gotta check it out. I've heard Lauren Daigle's. I really love her
that's a good
old
one.
album. It's I put that one on every single Christmas. It's that good.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I think when you do it that way, it's awesome. I think it's just the way you go about it is a big deal. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, to wrap up, I'd like to see if you'd be willing to share something that God's been doing in your life recently that would help build our viewers and our listeners' faith.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in this season of my life, I've really been able to encourage young girls in their walk. You know, I'm 35. I'm getting up there now. So I've still been able to just help young people and young girls specifically that have gone through some of the stuff I've gone through, like depression and anxiety and body dysmorphia and even chronic pain. I've even had girls reach out to me that have pretty bad TMJ disorder, and I'm able to not even just pray for them, but also send them resources. And they've listened to my music and have been inspired. And I think that's been a really beautiful part of what God's been doing in my life now, is that I can pour into the younger generation. And obviously I hope my music can reach, so many people. But I think right now in this season, it's been a lot of young girls that just need encouragement and direction. And I'm just blessed that God's able to use me in that way. I have a little sister 12 years younger than me, so I always have a heart for that generation. So
That's good. Well, Jenn, thank you so much for chatting with me. Out to Get Me. The EP is out now, and stream it and download it. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.